Good morning, everyone. At your floating head, beaming in. I hope you're all doing well. I've had a good week in the gym, getting my body more and more movement, good development in the legs, and flickers in the hands and then the arms. Millimeters at the moment, but we'll be working on those, getting them better. I had some friends here send me some information this week on holotropic breathing, which induces altered states of consciousness. And it got me really thinking, and some of the information that the founder of that shared is worth thinking about. It's this idea that these altered states of consciousness, which has become quite the rage, again, with psilocybin, with whatever plant medicines you want to use, ayahuasca, whatever it is. The thing about it is it challenges our medical establishment because they literally don't have the words to fit it into their model of what is going on. It can't be explained, so it's put down to psychosis. It's pilloried essentially, but what it's not doing is really explaining what's going on. And when you've experienced these states of consciousness, which those of us who do meditation, those of us who have tried the natural ways as opposed to the external ways, in other words, putting plant medicine into your body to create these altered states, all of us know that those states are real. They're undeniable. They are often sublime, sometimes terrifying, but they exist, and they're not coming out of some place of madness or psychosis. So the medical establishment really is at a loss to try and explain these things, which are becoming more and more interesting and alluring in this world of increased materialism, where the only thing that matters is this, what you can, measure and dissect. It's interesting to read about these things and think about these things now, especially in the state that I'm in, where I am in an altered state in many ways, and I'm discovering this body which for 52 years I knew so well. And this altered state is frustrating, it's intriguing, it's alluring, it's exciting, it's something I never expected to be in, but it's real and we can grow from it. And I suppose that's the point I'm wanting to make about these altered states, is that we can grow from them. And all these plant medicines, and you can include alcohol in that equation, have always been used by the shamans, by the medicine men, by the Umtagatis, Swelya Boya, all these people, to induce altered states beyond the mundane. That didn't make them madmen. That just meant they could operate knowing a broader range, knowing something more than just this mundanity. And I guess having done meditation for 25 years, knowing those altered states, that's made me a bigger person. It's not made me a mad person, it's made me cognizant of a much broader reality, which I can't define. I can't tell you exactly why, how, where, when, what, but I can tell you that it exists. And I heartily recommend that you find that place, because you're really not enjoying your full humanity until you do. You're only knowing a segment, quite a mundane and boring segment, rather than that full experiential knowing of something beyond. I remember the first time I did mushrooms, it was a terrifying experience, but I came away knowing that there was only shades of grey in this world. There was no black and white. Having been brought up in an apartheid education where only black and white in the most literal sense existed, this was really undeniable. It was groundbreaking for me. I couldn't deny what I'd felt or what I knew, that there's only shades of grey. In other words, there's only nuance. That's all there is in this world, and I wouldn't have known that any other way. But the thing about it is, and this sort of childishness is really childish, and it is the Western man predominantly, but not all, that goes down the road of indulgence with regards to plant medicines, whether that be ayahuasca or alcohol for that matter. They were always used with the intention of finding out more about yourself, such that you could incorporate that into yourself, or at least change that aspect of yourself which is no longer fitting. So they're always used as a means of knowledge, greater knowledge, expansion of the self. Whereas, the fool that goes and does ayahuasca 14 times is just indulging. There's no other word for it. They're a bit lost, actually, like children playing with a toy over and over until it's broken. That's not the point. It's not the point of alcohol either, I'm sorry to have to say. It really has been used as a means of contemplation. But the pure indulgence of it, of course, is the childishness in us. And at some point we have to grow up to become adults, in my opinion. All these things are there to make us grow, to make us become fuller, to know what we do want, what we don't want, to have that vairagya, that discernment, which is ultimately the way of spiritual enlightenment. Is you have to say, I want this, but I don't want that. You have to be discriminating, that word that's been so pilloried for so many years. It's discrimination is the art of moving forward. It's choosing that and not choosing that. And that's just basically being an adult, And it's kind of tragic to be in a world where there's so many children running the shop. But that's the way it is, and I'm not going to change it, but I am going to choose to not engage with it, and that's, I think, fine too. So there we go, Sermon on the Mount, over and done with. I hope that touched some chords in you. Thanks everyone for sharing all that information you did this week. Caroline, that was wonderful. I really appreciate it. I'm going to read a little bit more now about the holotropic breathing. I'm quite intrigued. Of course, the heartfulness meditation that I've done for 25 years, I heartily recommend to everyone. There's an app you can download. It's free. There's never been a charge for the system. There's not allowed to be a charge for the system, simply because, as the founder said, I got everything I got for free, so how can I charge for it? And if I did charge, how much would I charge? So, download the app, and down the bottom there's 3 tabs. One of them you can click on gets you to a 3-day masterclass. That sounds long, but it only lasts 40 minutes a day, and it will allow you to experience what's called yogic transmission, which allows you to go deeper into meditation in a much more easily facilitated means. Do it over 3 consecutive days. See how you feel. Altered states of consciousness. It's a broadening of yourself. I hope you give it a try. Thanks.